US of A.
That'd be. That'd be. Are you at work today?
I do not. I actually just got back from killing myself at the gym. I was in the
Nice.
I was finishing a nice long soak in the bathtub after.
Dude, that sounds great.
It was 10 out of 10. Do recommend.
Have you ever used the like scented salts, like the Epsom salts?
Salts, no. However, I did shampoo my hair,
That
so
works.
similar, same but different. So the good news is that you actually the biggest takeaway from this that I was going to give to you is something you start doing at the end of game 2. So
Cool.
I think you were figuring it out on your own, regardless. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you see the screen?
Yep.
All right. So we'll go ahead and get into it then. So, what was your game plan going into this?
Um, Stick to my usual game plan, but also I also wanted to incorporate a lot of like narrowing in uh, and attacking to keep him guessing and to keep him not just like rushing me down. Um, I also planned on recovering or like uh, trying to not get gimped off stage by just like making really fast decisions, and would hope or was just trying to play it so he would run into my attacks, uh, and that was how I would win.
Okay. Well, the the good news is that most of what we're going to be going over is working on attack pairings and reading what Sheik does after. So the idea is Sheik's frame data is inhumanly reactable.
Hmm.
Like, for example, her forward tilt is minus 15 on block, but it's also about as fast as Roy's jab on whiff. So even if you do block it, you're going to have 29 frames. If you subtract the roughly 20 frames for your own delay, it's going to leave you 9 frames,
Right.
which, as you already know, Sephiroth's Nair is frame 9, but that's before jump squat, which
Hmm.
means that even though it's a minus 15 move, if you try to Nair her forward tilt out of shield on reaction to it, then odds are pretty high that you are going to be too slow. So generally what you're reacting to is her being in position to forward tilt, and then you react to her doing anything. And then by augmenting your reaction time, you can get closer to that 12 frame window so that you can actually get that out.
Okay.
Alternatively, the other solution is you just ask, well, what does Sheik do after forward tilt? Because if you go for that, if assuming you are 3 frames slow and she shields, yeah, she's going to block that. If you're 3 frames slow and she spot dodges, she's going to invulnerable the first frame of your nair. But if she forward tilts and then goes for a second forward tilt, or she tries to use her frame 2 jab, then if you're just a frame faster, then you'll be able to trade with her jab, which is very positive for you, depending on how high up you are when the jab trades with it. That can actually combo into Sephiroth forward air because it just basically pulls you in and only gives like 3 frames of stun.
Hmm.
So the idea though is that it's all about managing human responses, and it's all about reads, anticipations, assumptions. These are what you're going to focus on primarily versus a character like Sheik. So like here, you back air. So what do you think that phuzix is going to do next?
Drop through the platform,
Why?
because that I don't really have a way to hit him underneath the platform, and he can get a lot of pressure on me. I would have to drop right away and swing in order to contest that.
So whenever you put someone into stun on the platform, if they are not a world class player, and even then, if they are a world class player, I would say you should assume that they're not going to drop down because it's a lot harder to drop down because they don't know exactly when they'll recover.
Okay.
So they can't really buffer it. So people generally are going to run off the platform
Okay.
or jump. So in this case, he does fare through. And you do put out this retreating back air, which covers right where he jumps into. So this fare is so first thing you need to know is that Sheik fare is minus, I think it's 2. Yes, it's -2. But you're gonna look at this, so see how high up he is.
Yeah.
So
Not not minus
fare
two.
is fare is the same thing as before. It's super fast, which means that you can't really react. So here you see her. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so she drifts for 4 frames. That means this is -6. Is there anything you can do out of shield that's -6?
Footstool dare.
Okay. So you can go for footstool to the left there. And that should be a guaranteed punish. Have you practiced this?
Yes.
Okay. So we're good. The main thing that you tend to miss on that is you tend to miss the down air. Or sorry, the footstool before the down air,
Hmm.
which is what you go for here. See how she's already jabbing?
Yeah.
So you were so slow on this that you are in the air here. Jab is out. So you're about to frame 10-ish, roughly,
Okay.
on this interaction of from when you were supposed to make the input. If remember how I said you can nair, and they go for 2. So here, if you had gone for nair, it would have stuffed your nair, but with several frames of leeway for her. So the idea here is that you want to focus if you can't get the footstool consistently. So the moment you go for the footstool and you mess it up, don't go for it anymore. Let it go. Move
Okay.
on to your next piece. This is part of why it's important to have redundancy in your game plan. So you want to have multiple solutions to the same problem.
Okay.
In this case, if you don't have footstool, what else can you do on something that is a window that's too small for you to react to?
Reposition.
Okay, what else?
Uh, like I could full hop out.
Well, that's repositioning, isn't it?
Yeah. I just I guess I'm not really sure what else I can do.
You
Uh.
can try and interact with the next thing that she does
Okay.
and use the frame advantage on your first thing to have it come out faster versus her next thing.
So, can you elaborate? What do you mean by that?
Okay, well, in this case, could you have parried her jab?
Uh, if I knew it was coming.
Yes. So so to be clear, I believe parry is frame 3, which means that her frame 2 jab, yeah, frame 2 jab actually cannot be parried unless you have frame advantage. Any frame advantage that is plus. So
Okay.
in this case, you have 6 frames, which means you have a 5-frame window to input that parry, which is because of the parry window being what it is. It means that it's actually not that difficult to parry the jab. Now, her jab on block transitions on frame 4. It has 3 frames of stun, which means that she's going to be guaranteed to go into jab 2 if she does go for it. It's just and then there's going to be a 2-frame window between jab 1 and jab 2. Now, if you include the parry bonus for the hit lag delay, then what is 2 plus 3?
So I have 5 frames.
Okay, so what can you do that is frame 5 out of block?
Reposition, and that's about it.
You can also jab.
Oh, I guess, yeah, I can do that.
Now, in this case, you probably don't want to because your jab is going to lose a clank with hers. Not directly, but because her frame data is significantly faster than yours.
Right.
But here, we see you jumping out, and the reason you're down air is because you were going for the footstool. The reason down air works is completely irrelevant to why you were going for it.
Right.
So this is a coincidence. But the reason it works mechanically is because he's jabbing while you're down airing.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason that he can jab and get hit, jab is going to be 17 total frames. And your down air is what, frame 18?
Uh, 18 or 19, let
Frame
me see.
19.
Okay.
Yeah. So frame 19 is your down air. So that means that here, let's see, do we see a second jab?
Yeah,
Yes.
we do.
So
Okay.
if he had done single jab, he could have actually re-shielded this down air because of the way she leans. When she comes back, uh, she'll just suddenly be shielding.
Mm-hmm.
So this true punishes jab 2, though, because jab 2 also has 17 total frames, but you have the first 4 frames of jab 1 before jab 2 starts, which means this is going to be 21 total frames,
Mm-hmm.
which is why your down air works. So the whole point is, though, is that you can do this repeatedly where you guess what
Right.
she's going to do after. And there it becomes a guessing game. So if you're both playing a guessing game, who hits harder, Sephiroth or Sheik?
Sephiroth.
Yes. So that's the idea. So here your back air would have caught the fair. It didn't come out. And your forward tilt caught it after. So here, what you want to do is you want to come up here to prepare to block her trying to up B high to clip you with the vanish return. And
Okay.
if you see her going for it, because Sheik thinks it's free, or the Sheik player thinks that it's a free action on your block, then that's when you can start feinting to go for the ledge and just forward tilt at the spot.
Okay.
Now you don't have to forward tilt down here, you can just forward tilt up here.
So jump into it.
Yeah. So here the back air could have gotten the get up. That's okay. You're doing good so far. And then, so you going for this charge cancel puts you off
Yeah.
your tempo. So Sheik was here. Now Sheik is here. So here to here. So you need to forward tilt now. Instead, you went for the up air. Now, the up air is in roughly the correct space. Like here, you see you were only a frame off. Like if you'd done it a frame later, you actually would have hit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. Like that is more of something just you can't reasonably expect to be frame perfect on that up air. Like it wasn't a single player execution thing, that was a dynamic window. So what is she going to do after forward tilt?
Forward tilt again.
Yes. Now, was that on reaction to forward tilt hitting, or was that just because he pressed forward tilt twice?
Uh, I feel like it's because he pressed forward tilt twice. Does he have enough time to hit confirm off of that?
That is a very good question. So there are 24 total frames on forward tilt. Hitting that forward tilt is on frame 5, which means you have 19 frames, and then you add the 5 frames back on the hit lag of it.
Okay.
So that's about 20 frames. So Sheik's forward tilt is only +1 or 2 frames on Sephiroth at 0.
Okay.
Which
So,
means that the second one is pretty much never going to be true. So, the forward tilt to forward tilt is pretty much never true,
okay.
which means that he's relying on hitting you with the second hit because anything you press is too slow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a frame slow and it's +1 and you go for a frame 3 air dodge, and he's going to swing with a frame 5 window, that means that he has to hit you 2 frames. Now, it's also true that he doesn't especially care if you air dodge, because your air dodge is going to put you down here during the active frames. You're going to land, you're going to be
Right.
right here.
I'm gonna get hit.
Yeah, so you'll get frame trapped on your air dodge. Now, what it doesn't cover is you just jumping out of there. So the idea is that you forward tilt, or he forward tilts twice, and then reacts to your jump or reacts to your air dodge during the second forward tilt. But you are plus now. So he saw you pop out here, and so now he's attacking above you. So he's guessing that you were going to jump, but his timing is off. And that allowed you to reposition, and then you were perfectly positioned because you were coming back. You undershot an air, and you undershooting an air beats him over shooting an air, forward air.
Hmm.
Because this is where long-lasting aerials really come into value. So if he had nared instead of fair, that might have hit you because it would have caught you drifting back. I don't think it would have because of how far away you were, but he would still have a hitbox right now, like right around the spot.
Yeah, it's like questionable. I got it.
So that's on him. So here you undershoot. So here the problem is this only hits him coming in. He does try to come in. So you want to undershoot a little bit less.
Hmm.
So maybe after you hit someone with a nair, try and barely hit their limb. So try and hit about this spot. So you see Sheik's drift is coming out this way, so you want to hit this spot.
Okay.
So you hit this spot, you want to hit this spot.
Because I'm covering them pressing a button.
Yes. And so here, if this nair had been a back air, you would have been set up to cover this dash in. You still come back. So you come out here with the forward tilt, and then your forward tilt is minus. So this actually was fine. This is what we want you to be doing. So this is a case of you executing your game plan well. So we're going to look at this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got hit frame 6 of your back air. What frame is Sephiroth back air?
15.
Okay. So you were going to get hit. Now the good news is that here we're going to come in to where Sheik jumps, and we're going to go back about 20 frames to see what Sheik was reacting to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So Sheik was still being forward tilt. This is what phuzix was looking at when he decided to run up and
Hmm.
start, or run up, jump in with the fair here.
He anticipated the jump away back air.
Yeah. And have we seen him anticipating a jump before?
Yeah,
Okay. So what can we assume that Sheik is going to read?
a jump.
And is Sheik pre-committing to moving to hit this?
Yes.
So what can you do to take advantage of that?
Um, the monkey brain option right away is I could just up smash, but that's pretty committal. Um, I'm wondering if I could short hop nair. Uh, I
Well, what frame did you get hit on your backer?
oh well, I guess it was like 7 or 8, right?
You got hit frame 6. Your nair is frame 6, so you probably would have traded here.
My nair is frame 9.
Oh, you're right. I apologize. I apologize. I don't. I appreciate that I've said it multiple times, and I'm still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. The so nair
So
was
yeah,
not
you
an
would have caught
option.
that. Nair was not an option. No.
Alternatively, I don't need to punish it directly. Uh, right? Like I could if I could just dashed, I could have dashed away and then down tilted the landing. Uh, I could have just waited.
Well, what do you have? So he hit you on frame 9 of frame 9 from the time you started your jump squat. So what could you have done to start at that point that would have connected?
Uh, up tilt.
That is frame 10.
Okay.
So down tilt would work, but then it's probably going to low profile him. So what you're probably looking for is dash shield back.
Hmm. Okay.
And then if he does anything attacking in, so we're going to come over here. And so he swings up here. So from the apex of Sheik's jump, so let's say Sheik whiffs the fair above your shield because you dash shielded back here and you're shielding here.
Hmm.
So we're going to look. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Sheik is going to have 4 frames of landing lag because I think that auto cancels 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next frame she's going to be active. Yep.
Yep. Well, is that her jump squat?
Yeah.
Okay. So she was only on the ground
Easy.
for 1 frame, and
It's because the
the
frame advance is chunking frames.
oh, okay.
Yeah, frame 5, she's airborne here, which means that there's 2 skipped frames. Unfortunately, the YouTube frame advance is not reliable, but it's the best that we got.
Okay.
So the idea is you can't even react to that window. You would be 8 frames into the next.
Right.
So if she whiffs the fair, then just guess what she's going to do next. So after forward tilt, she forward tilted. After fair, she jumps up for a fair.
Hmm.
And I will tell you from personal experience that phuzix's only real mix-up there is to like spot dodge in place or forward tilt. So basically, he either mashes a button as fast as possible or he mashes a dodge as fast as possible.
Okay.
But it tends to be at the same tempo. So here you want to just hard SDI away so that his combo finishes sooner. And then this fair is not going to combo into the bouncing fish that comes after, so just directional air dodge to the ledge. Good job. Now here is your mistake. So when she comes off like this, she cannot be all the way over here without hard reacting to it, which means you can either get up and punish whatever she did to get over here, or you can ledge roll. So if you had ledge rolled, it would have put you up here to up tilt.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is going to be safe. And then you can nair this. So 1. So every frame after this is going to be actionable, but you are not waiting for it to be actionable. You are reacting to this drop down area. If you see her drop down here, just assume that she swung at your shield and start reacting at this point.
And so I'm just buffering short hop nair.
You can. So we'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So frame, let's see, what was that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so frame 10 you were getting jabbed. So it's possible that this jab would have caught your nair as well. But you can definitely shield grab it. You could definitely have short hopped to the right towards center and started a back air.
I like that option the most.
Pay attention to where she was facing. So similar to the drop down option, if someone is not specifically a world class player or an FGC player or something like that, assume that wherever they were facing when they were on the platform before they drop is the direction they'll be facing after they drop, which means that you want to cross them up for that back air. So you could have short hopped to the right here and back aired, and he's going to be jabbing to the left. This was good. So immediately after you come back here, you can immediately run up here to short hop up air the spot to guarantee that Sheik has to go to the corner. So here you up tilted to protect yourself, and Sheik didn't try to attack you and just went for center, and then still came back here and protected you from coming in after your up tilt.
Yeah, not worth it.
So the up tilt was fine if you hadn't dashed in after. After your up tilt, you want to immediately forward tilt to center in case she does anything to press at her advantage. So that was good. This was you using the Meta Knight to get down. So you showed her jumping with drift to the left. So he attacks over here, expecting you to hard drift. So you come in here. So you wait here. So when you react to this frame, you're going to time an air because you know she's about to come down here and land on an aerial. So when you see that, you can just start timing an air. As an aside, something else you can do, let's see here, is you can up B out of shield to the left.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure how that will interact with her hitbox. It specifically, I think that will only work if she goes for the high fares. Here
Mm-hmm.
she goes for an air, so it still would have caught you if you'd gone for that up B. But he like curls down when he charges or starts the startup of up B, and you can up B over to the left of center. And
Right.
if she goes for an empty land and tries to swing, if you're timing it from when you see her up here, then you're going to be able to basically wait for her to touch where it would have touched your shield and then input it. And if she touches your shield because you timed it, then it won't let you get the input out.
Are you
Makes
able
the
to
hit
go
lag flags.
back to the part where you said like when you react here, like the
Here,
yeah. So can you explain this?
she's going to land next to you.
Okay. I just feel like if I went for a nair here, I'm still getting hit.
You are not. Okay, so this is what I meant about you needing to anticipate. You are not nairing now. You will be nairing during the 18 mark. You make the decision now with what you see on screen. I'm going to nair out a shield.
Okay.
This is to circumvent your reaction time.
Because then if saying I did that, then in 18 frames she would be landing on me with an
You're
aerial.
timing it. You're timing it to match right when she lands.
Okay.
No matter what she touched your shield with, you should be able to act at that point. And the only thing that's gonna hit you is her empty landing and jabbing.
Okay.
This is when you're nairing.
Okay.
So you saw how he came back here and waited for your roll in?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just guaranteeing that you can't escape to center because he knows you want to go to center. See that fair?
Yep.
What it was covering again?
It's the same thing.
So we look at when the jump squat starts. So he's still jumping. So go back 20 frames. Definitely went in the wrong direction there. That's my bad.
Very good.
So on reaction to you drifting over here was when he decided to fair out a shield.
Okay. Because he saw me going left and he knew I wanted to be left, so he
Well,
swung.
if you'll note, look at when you leave your shield. Or when you jump after you land. It's a set timing.
So you're saying that I should have like delayed my jump or done something different or like shielded?
I'm saying that you want to it's not a matter of you want to mix up what you're doing, although you do, and we'll get to that. It's you want to mix up when you do it.
Okay.
So focus on the rhythm of your play and try not to be too consistent that you're easily predicted because of it.
Okay. So then I should have like dashed instead.
Honestly, that was fine.
Okay.
Like anything where you're a few frames off, if the risk reward was not negative for you, then keep doing it, especially versus Sheik, because again, your hits matter more than hers.
Right.
So here you were. So you got hit on the second frame of your jump there. So anything you pressed in the air, if you had air dodged, you would have gotten hit. Like here, There we go. That's what I was referring to. So here you're going for the nair. So see how she's low profiling?
Mm-hmm.
So that's your first frame of your nair.
Yeah. Or the first active frame of it.
So see how you're getting hit on the third frame? So you literally could have timed this a frame later and it would have worked. You'll notice that's a pattern, is you're specifically a frame early
Mm-hmm.
on these same swings. Like you can see how you're right there. That's
Yeah.
literally all it is. Like you're just a frame early.
I feel like it's so hard though to be like just be one frame later.
Well, that's why I'm saying you want to not. I will have an exercise for you to practice
Okay.
your landing aerials. Uh, super basic. You're just gonna set a CPU to hold crouch, which you can do with a second controller and a rubber band.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you don't even have to use a rubber band. You can literally just hold up, plug in the controller, and let the controller reset, and it's gonna read the neutral position as holding down
Mm-hmm.
and give you a crouch. So easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Gotcha. And am I trying to hit a crouching chic specifically?
Yeah. And then this here is you actually giving up on your game plan because you decided to grab this.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is so bad. Ugh. It hurts.
That's fine. You know next time. Like imagine if you had come up here with a raw back air instead,
Yeah.
and you wanted to start the jump about here and go for a raw back air so that you're barely going to hit her with the tip. Or a forward tilt is fine.
I think I misjudged the time, where I thought that he had just a few frames more of uh I guess 4 or 5 frames, which is a pretty generous assumption, but I thought that he was gonna have to shield in order to block a back air, which is why I went for this, I think. But still, it's just not worth it. Risk reward is really bad.
Well, he was in the air by the time you started your grab. So, like you see here.
Yeah. Like he had plenty of time to get out of there. I guess in the moment I just thought that he did not.
You didn't know the in lag of bouncing fish. Just assume that it doesn't have any
Okay.
and start up a swing. Again, the whole point is that if you have the time to start up a swing, then start up the swing that is safe on them blocking.
Mhm.
And yeah, grab beats block. But the whole point isn't to block; it's to punish them if they don't block and punish them if they do.
You don't think that there's any benefit to uh like like I feel like if I got a grab in that situation, then he would be a little bit more afraid of shielding, and then I don't know. I guess that could have benefit, but like the risk reward of this situation specifically is pretty bad. Do you think there's another situation in which that was worth it if the percents were lower?
I mean, when like maybe if he was at 0 and you got a bigger combo,
Okay.
but even then, something like forward throw, forward tilt would be fine, where he can't punish you for the forward tilt if he air dodges.
Okay. I was just thinking more, or like along the lines of trying to condition him to not shield, but it sounds like that you don't think that that is worthwhile when I can
I
just
mean,
back
you
air
can
instead.
do it while also getting this. Like the whole point is that you still didn't condition him to not shield,
Yeah,
and you did it at the cost of your stock.
right.
But like you said before, the risk reward isn't good. But even for the risk reward, he this is one of those cases. Are you familiar with the phrase of taking the throw?
Taking. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those cases where Sheik's just always going to take that throw.
Right, because she doesn't really care.
Yeah. So in this case, Sheik already didn't want to shield. Like you're not seeing Sheik shielding. Like we're gonna go back and we're gonna watch this.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Shielding isn't the problem.
So that's our first shield. That's our second shield. And even then, you see a double shield flicker because he was looking for the parry, which is similar but different from shield. There's our second shield. There's our third shield. Fourth shield. Fifth shield. Sixth shield. It's also worth noting that you can see the habits that he's doing out of shield very visibly because he's consistent. So here's the thing: every character in the game has certain points where, or sorry, I should say, almost every character in the game has certain points where their options are limited enough that they have the same limitations in what they can be doing. So an example would be you see that phuzix was consistently putting out aerials out of shields. So maybe instead of trying to punish the shield, you could try and punish the aerial out of shield.
I gotcha.
So if you see him shielding or you think he's about to shield, what can you do?
Up angle F tilt. Just get out of back air, like in timing to cover what he would do out of shield.
So
Forward
that's
air.
what those are those are good things you can rotate. You can rotate them in different ways. You can get them at different timings by using different aerials. You can come up and then use a retreat. Just make sure that you are retreating to stay out of her putting out aerials out of shield, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the idea is you want to move up to where you think she'll shield without moving into her short hop fair, short hop nair range. So you see the jump. So this is the first time I think we've seen her empty land. So we'll go ahead and see this and ask yourself, well, I see her landing. So every other time she's landed with an aerial, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here he is. He's holding shield, and what does he do out of shield?
He jumps.
All right. So what does
Jumps.
he do out of shield?
Jumps.
Okay, so there you use the back air out of shield. So he hits your ledge jump. It's worth noting how good ledge jump is against Sheik. So here he reads. Well, actually, he doesn't really read. He just preemptively swings to cover your buffered ledge jump. Remember, buffered ledge jump and delayed ledge jump that are timed are different.
Right. Two totally different options.
So here we want to see what he gets. So just take the swing. Like that was him getting his combo as 9%. That, that was getting you a back throw with no pummels for 8%. Like if you had just pummeled him once or twice, then you could have outdone his 0% starter combo. And then here you overcommitted. So try it when it's like this. Make sure you come back to guarantee that you can get a ledge trump unless you had information on how he would DI that throw so that you can make the read
Okay.
to hit his offstage option. So you start your edge guarding by guaranteeing that it goes into ledge trapping, and don't forget the golden rule. All ledge traps start by preventing the opponent from recovering high. So here he just double jumps and up B's the center and completely resets neutral to stage control.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately gives it up by going into the corner to let you swing there.
Yeah, and
And
then
he
there's
comes.
side B.
So here you're side Bing him, but he wasn't even up there. Like he wasn't anywhere near side B range.
Yeah. His risk reward is really bad.
So here you can things sorry, you can use things like forward tilt or back air again, and it will help. Because it still covers where you were swinging with side B, but it also can threaten Sheik trying to drop down from the platform. And again, ledge jump is very good. Like here, you read that she was going to swing immediately and got the counter hit with the down air because she swung it where you would have been. So here you're doing good. You're not panicking for no reason. Now I will say that when you get back through, oops, when you get thrown off here, you want to keep your finger on the shield button
Mm-hmm.
so that you can react to the sound of bouncing fish. And the idea is you generally want to react to her doing anything with air dodge because the idea is that for her to punish you, she comes off and she uses like Nair or Fair to hit you. Now, a Sheik of, say, Void's caliber is going to come off and use a reverse needle to double jump back air or just jump off with a RAR to begin with so that she can back air you. But that generally requires Sheik to make a very heavy call out, and you can just forward air when she comes out to shut it off. So this is fine. Like this is the min down tilt right here. And the reason things like this work is because you get off, even if you guys trade here, you get off that short hop back air and you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's worth noting that here you were too close to for Sheik to be able to catch your jump back because he couldn't jump back in the first place. Like she could have just nared out a shield, which is why he goes for drop shield forward tilt. It's because if you had gone for an obvious jab or forward tilt yourself, you would have gotten caught by that forward tilt. And then again, see how you aren't ready to punish it? So it's minus 15 on block, and you jump off here to retreat, but you air dodge instead of nairing.
I didn't I meant to short hop back in there and I full hopped on accident and then I was kind of like panicking. I panic air dodged because I was not where I intended to be at that time. I feel like I coincidentally ended up being where I wanted to be. Uh but like I was kind of confused at what was happening now, so I just kind of dropped it.
That's actually reasonable. The that's fine. Punishing neutral air dodge is a lot easier, or sorry, a lot harder for the opponent to do than for them to punish you standing here, wondering what the hell is going on.
Right.
So this is what we talked about before with the respawn up smash immediately and then press the button. Here you didn't have to spot dodge though. You could have just jabbed.
Yeah, right directly.
You could have jabbed or you could have immediately short hopped left back aired, and the startup frames would have got you. Yeah, so here you want to be ready to just drift out and get a landing. Like, are you familiar with auto cancel landing or a landing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, here you probably should have just used an air,
I
but
thought I
that's
was
fine.
going off stage, and was very surprised that I didn't make it all the way. I was intending to just drift to ledge.
This is another issue. So it worked out for you here, but something that you're going to see him starting to pick up on is that you tend to do things in pairs.
Hmm.
So anytime this grenade goes off, you can come up closer. You can either come up closer or you can back off. So there's a set timing for a grenade,
Hmm.
and you can parry it. So the idea is, like here, he could have just grabbed you,
Hmm.
but instead he was trying to cover you jumping out of it. And then look how he comes to center. So what do you think he's gonna do out of shield?
Jump.
Spot dodge. Now, if you had gone for a back air to cover his jump, would it have caught the spot dodge?
Uh, Potentially? What?
It depends how mid you threw it out. Like if you threw out this back air, it would hit both.
Yeah.
So you're swinging forward tilt down, not up. I forget you want to hit with the tip of the sword. You want to, especially at these percents, just go ahead and pummel. Because at this point, you're looking at, you might need to KO with a nair, like a raw nair.
Mm.
And you're going to need a good bit of percent for that. Again, always assume that she up B2s. And then when she starts doing it, that's when you can just forward tilt there, where you currently were. Because here,
Okay.
if he didn't have the frame advantage from clipping you with that B2, then you could have forward tilted these needles. But instead, because you were at frame disadvantage, the needles came out and interrupted your forward tilt.
Um, I noticed throughout this set I was getting hit and putting into a tech situation like a lot, and I was missing them always. Is there maybe not enough time?
So you need to understand that Sheik will put you in tumble a lot of the time, and you were overestimating that. So something you need to understand is that Sheik's down airs and nairs in particular, or I shouldn't say down air, or her down airs and back airs in particular, the strong hits can put you into tumble pretty early.
Hmm.
Like I'm pretty sure her down air tumbles you at almost any percent. Like it doesn't at single digits, but even then, at like 9% it'll start.
Okay, so do I just need to be ready to preemptively tech based off of the aerial, is what you're saying? Like augment reaction time?
Yeah, you don't understand currently how Sheik will, like how her game plan flows, and so you're not predicting what she does.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking at Sheik's down air now. And that shit tumbles pretty early.
How are you able to see if it tumbles?
It's on Rubendall's frame data calculator. So in this case, the late hit of Sheik's down air, the landing hitbox apparently always tumbles Sephiroth. But even like the spike hitbox, let's see here.
Interesting. I've never seen this tool before.
I've referenced it before. Apparently, the spike hitbox of Sheik's down air will tumble Sephiroth at 30% without rage. But here, when she has rage, like she's over 150. Let's see here. So it will tumble Sephiroth at 21% when she has this much rage.
Okay.
And then the line of hit always tumbles. So the idea is you need to pay attention to where she's going to put you. But what I was going to say is like even here, when you. I think this is a spot. I thought it was. She puts you in a tech situation and you could have get up attacked. And you didn't realize it and you just got up. It's worth noting that you are consistently in the same spots and that you never ledge roll, which is why he's able to get these
Mm-hmm.
vanish attacks on you. And him doing that also covers you trying to ledge aerial. So again, ledge jump and ledge roll are the strongest mix up ledge pairing
So I
in the
just
game.
noticed that he recovers roll on reaction a lot. And so, I mean, I know that's part of his game plan probably is to condition me to not roll. Um, but it just
I
seems
mean,
so consistently that he gets it.
I wouldn't know because I haven't seen him do it once this entire set so far.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, based off of this set, but I've just noticed in previous times playing him that he always covers it. I think I rolled once and he covered it, and I was like, okay, confirmed. I can't roll.
Well, he's covered your get up multiple times, so you should
Yeah,
stop doing that probably.
I agree.
But he also hit your ledge jump. He also hit your ledge get up attack.
Because
So
it puts me in the same spot. And then there's another time in this game where he does the exact same thing, and I neutral get up just to avoid it, and I still got hit by it because
so
he's just covering that
just
spot.
hang on the ledge and try and actually time things.
Okay, yeah,
So there's two things this does. The first is it actually mixes up the timing of when you're doing things so that he can't read you as thoroughly. The second is that the longer someone is waiting to anticipate and respond to the exact same stimulus, the longer that period of time that they're waiting for, the slower their reaction is going to become. This is a mechanical and observable trend.
okay,
It's what just anytime you're looking at a light, try and react to the light changing as fast as possible and use a stopwatch for this. And try and measure your times, and you're going to notice that the longer the time goes, the slower you are to react to it.
okay. I'll practice that.
So going into this game, what is phuzix gonna do out of shield?
Jump.
What's he gonna do after you see him use a ground move?
I don't know.
Well, what did he do after he forward tilted?
He forward tilted again, so just
What
another
did he do
grounding move.
after he jab one?
Jab 2'd. Okay, I see.
So he uses that same thing against you. The difference is that he noticed that you back air when you back air. or rather, you back air after you back air, and you did not notice that he forward tilts after he forward tilts, that
Okay.
he fares after he fares. So this was a case of him confirming that the forward tilt was going to hit because he saw you up over here, knew the forward tilt was going to hit, and tried to confirm it into fair. What does forward tilt true combo into at 0%?
Um, let's see. Nair,
No.
because it doesn't put me in enough hit stun. Is it just another forward tilt?
Nope. That's frame 5. What is it? What is it on hit advantage? You can use the calculator if you have that.
Let's see. Cheat forwarder. It looks like there's different versions based off of which hit.
Yes. So which forward tilt do you think this is? She starts low and then moves it high.
So this is the later hit.
I believe it's a forward tilt 3.
All right. Direct hit. At 0. I'm trying to figure out where it says frame advantage. Hit advantage, 2 frames. Okay. So she could
Okay.
jab if
Are you in position for her to jab you if she hits you up here?
I don't know.
So what's gonna happen if she does jab?
It's gonna whiff outright unless I air dodge.
It'll still whiff outright. She'll just frame trap you, which is exactly what we see here. So this is the frame jab comes out, by the way.
Okay.
We know this because she's airborne the next frame, which is the frame 3 of the jump squat. Which
Okay.
incidentally is also frame 3 of your air dodge. Or, yeah,
So then there was no way to get out of that, or I could have jumped, right? Or directional.
you also could have jumped. You did air dodge out of it successfully. So she swings here on 1, 2, 3, frame 3 of your air dodge. So you were very not close to getting hit by this fair.
Okay.
The answer to my question is nothing. She does not get anything off of her forward tilt at 0.
Okay. So then
So,
what do I, like, how do I alter my behavior based off of that information? Just like be
well,
ready for them to play the mix up of what comes
look at her
after?
frame data. Look at her frame data and assume that you're going to subtract a frame or 2 off of each of those moves. Her fair is frame 8. Her nair is frame 6. So we'll assume nair. So 6 minus 1 is 5. So what can you do in 5 frames?
Um, I could jump out, could directional air dodge. Uh, I could probably land and shield. Um,
You can't land in shield now.
yeah, because of
You
the
can neutral air dodge and shield, which is what we're probably going to see here.
okay, because neutral air dodge has 4 frames of end lag.
I think it's variable. I forget. So here you just neutral air dodged, landed, and tried to punish her fair.
Yeah.
No, it did not work. So for perspective, I think this is you going for dash grab.
I actually,
I'm not sure
it's
which
dash
spike
grab or
is.
dash attack. I th I think it's dash grab. I think it's
So
dash grab.
something you need to understand is that Sheik has arguably the best dash attack in the game.
Hmm.
It's if it's not, then it's certainly up there. The her dash attack is frame 5,
Hmm.
which is the same speed as her forward tilt and down tilt and up tilt. And as you can see, it hits all the way to center.
Jeez.
So from here to here, and just in front of her. And so what you need to understand. Now, granted, it doesn't hit all of that space at frame 5 at the same time. It
Right.
travels, but it travels all of that space in only like a few frames.
Hmm.
It's like 4 frames, if I remember correctly. So the strong hit has 2 frames, and then the weak hit has 2 frames.
Yep.
So the idea is that you want to commit things sooner. Like here, if you had just forward tilted right away instead of trying to dash in, you would have been fine.
Okay.
So what you want to consider is after you jump, where are you jumping? Are you jumping left? Are you jumping right? Are you jumping in place? Are you going to fast fall any of these jumps? Are you directional air dodging left or right? Are you neutral air dodging in place? Etc. Etc. And then if you see Sheik holding still, the next time you do it, just fair.
Okay.
So the idea here is that if you had just forward tilted right, so we'll go ahead and count whenever you start your dash animation is when forward tilt would have started. So hold on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then so you would not have had enough time to forward tilt before she started dash attack.
Hmm.
But if she did anything like a jump, then she would have gotten caught.
Okay.
Like if she short hop nared, you would have hit her. If she had shielded from where you were, so if she lands right here and shields, she gets hit. If she jumps, she gets hit. If she tried to dash grab you, she gets hit. So literally anything but dash attack. And that also means that you know that if she is vulnerable after she crosses you up, you can just turn toward her and shield. Wait for her to dash attack, and then you can short hop nair out of shield.
Okay.
Or you can shield grab, whichever. Now, once she gets up to here and she's forward tilting you at 20, that issue we had with there not being anything that she can do to you no longer is true. So even with like the forward tilt 1 or forward tilt 2 hitboxes, she's going to be 7 frames in the air, which means that she has guaranteed short hop nairs. Now in this case, this actually wasn't a guaranteed nair, I don't think, because he starts an initial dash cancel into a short hop. And I think you can see that on your
Yeah.
character. So it might have been possible for you to air dodge out of this. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure what happened is you tried to fast fall. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you tried to fast fall, and it would have caught the opening frames of your air dodge. So proud of you for getting the turnaround up B in that situation. You keep going for these down airs, they keep not working.
Yeah.
So fortunately, you played the follow up situation correctly. So here, you're supposed to short hop up air to cover this spot. So you still got it with the fair. Although I will say, look at how far in you're fairing. So you're fairing this spot, not this spot. If you had faired this spot, you could have come onto the platform,
After,
which is
yeah.
which is part of why you see him fairing up here. So move left and forward tilt, and then you would have hit him for that drop through fair. So the whole point is that we're paying attention to what he's going to do. What do you think he's going to do after he hit this nair?
Based on my positioning, probably down tilt.
Okay, so what else could he do?
Uh, he could run off fair. He could retreat to roll distance and like get ready for the ledge trap. Yeah.
Okay, so what can you do that doesn't lose to any of those things?
Um, air dodge onto stage, double jump
Well,
from.
if you air dodge on the stage and he's looking for a ledge roll, he'll be able to react to that.
Okay. Uh, I could double jump from this position, but that I guess that gets hit by. Well, I guess if I double jump right now, I'm not vulnerable to that, but I just didn't want to be off stage without my jump.
So here you can neutral air dodge off stage over here
Oh, okay.
to avoid the down tilt and drift under the stage so that you can position for a reverse up B. And then on reaction to her starting a vanish to counter hit it, you just don't up B and you drift down and then double jump and then up B. Does that make sense?
Can you say the last bit again?
You come off stage, air dodge here,
Uh-huh.
drift with your air dodge to come over here,
Reverse up B.
react to what happened while or during your air dodge. If Sheik is out
Okay.
here, she might be planning to try and back air you under the stage or up B. If that happens, drift under the stage and then double jump back to the stage and up B here so that you can adjust your timing.
Okay.
Because if he comes off stage and he isn't trying to back air you, then he's probably lining up timing for vanish. And if you're doing this and he isn't specifically trying to footstool you, then you are positioning yourself to basically, as long as you're playing around the footstool, you're going to be fine.
Okay.
Because there's nothing else he can hit you with that you care about. Because like if he comes off and suicide down airs you, whatever.
Yeah, who
Like
cares?
that's fine. If he gets that anything less than 100% of the time, then every now and then he's just gonna SD trying to look like a smartass, and that's fine. That's just how you get free stocks from your opponent being improperly formatted.
So you're
So here,
saying to neutral air dodge under and then drift under the stage to avoid getting put under the stage? Like, and then use my double jump to recover?
can you see the mouse?
Yeah.
Okay, here you can up B and grab the ledge. Here you cannot.
Okay.
He wants to put you here with backer. Do not let him put you here with backer.
Okay.
In order to avoid preventing him from putting you here with backer, he's going to backer you at this spot. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah. So I just go outside of that.
Correct.
So then I
Can
just
you up B outside of this spot and still make it to the ledge while being outside of this spot also?
uh I mean from the position you said under the stage like just a little bit, then I
Yeah.
could. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. So when I say under the stage, I mean under the stage while also being able to recover. I'm not saying be under here. You cannot. Well, you can, but you'll die. And he
Okay.
wants to put you here. So that's why I'm not saying don't be under the stage so that he can't put you under the stage. I'm talking about different places. So
Okay.
there is a very big difference between this wide area. That is the difference between being corner, mid and center stage.
Right.
So you want to stay in the corner under the stage, if that helps.
Yeah, I that makes sense to me. I thought you were saying to be lower, like j air dodge and then drift like kind of low in the center of the stage to avoid anything that he does, and then use my double jump to get back, which I could do, but I feel like that's pretty risky. Or if he picks up on that, then I was gonna get stuffed under the stage again. Anyways, I understand now.
So what he'll do to try and counter this is he'll come off, or he'll jump off left and then reverse needles over to come down here and catch you with the needles. As long as you saved your jump, you're chilling. He's just gonna clip you up. It's gonna pop you out over here, and you're just gonna drift in. If you can, go ahead and start an up B out coming out this way, and then if you see him drifting in like this, then he's getting ready to vanish. If you drift in like this, he drifts in like this, and you see him just chilling out over here, then just don't do anything and get ready to use your double jump when you get too low to recover.
Okay.
Now, if you see him drifting into you, he's trying to call out your footstool, and you need to immediately up B so that he can't footstool your delayed jump.
Okay.
So the whole point of this is that you are reading his tells based on his drift off stage.
Okay.
If he's moving into you, he is trying to use a green button. If he is moving away from you or staying out here outside of your range, he's going to use a red button.
I gotcha.
So the you get away with this just fine. He comes up here with Nair. So the Nair was to cover buffered ledge jump, and the up tilt was to cover delayed ledge jump / get up. You could have bear in mind. So this is why your ledge rolls don't work. Your ledge rolls don't work because you are doing it immediately and not giving him time. Like you are not doing it when he's pressing buttons. So, how many frames is Sheik's up tilt?
Uh, 5, or it hits first on 5, second on 16, so
Total.
or total frames is 32.
Okay. How many frames is your ledge roll?
About 30, right?
45, roughly.
45, okay.
Uh, that's what it generally is for the cast. We'll go ahead and look it up real quick. So I'm going into ultimate frame data. I'm going to ledge stats, looking up Sephiroth, and Sephiroth has 40 frame total ledge roll frames. Okay, so that means how early do you need to ledge roll before Sheik up tilts in order to, what is Sheik's fastest burst?
Like her fastest hitting move is probably Nair at ledge, right?
So dash attack is frame 5, up tilt is frame 5, down tilt is frame 5.
Oh, okay.
Uh, her jab is frame 2. So if I'm asking what her fastest button is, the answer is jab. If I'm asking what her fastest burst is, the biggest attack that she can put out is probably dash attack, given that it is both a frame faster than Nair and hits further, faster.
Okay.
Like it reaches the last frame of the dash attack long before the last frame of her Nair. Now, if I
Okay.
ask what is the longest hit duration button she can press, Nair is probably what we're looking for. It's either going to be Nair or yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Nair. I think her up tilt has more duration than any of her smash attacks, and then her Nair has significantly more duration than her up tilt.
Yeah.
So the idea is she can dash attack. So what is 45 minus the 5 frames of her dash attack?
40.
Okay. And her up tilt is how many total frames?
Up tilt is 32.
Okay, so if you can ledge roll 32, or sorry, within 8 frames of 32 before. Sorry about that.
You're good.
If you can start your ledge roll 8 frames or more before he decides to up tilt, then he cannot mechanically punish your ledge roll. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So here, when you see the nair, you can just ledge roll on the spot.
Right here. Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
9, 10, 11. So frame 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that was frame 17, the second hit of her up tilt, which means that that was actually possibly too slow. So yeah, when you see her going in for this nair, you are guessing. You are not saying I see this nair and I know she's going to up tilt. You are saying I'm guessing that you are not covering ledge roll.
Okay.
He cannot cover ledge roll and cover get up at the same time. If you see him trying to do both, he'll probably be using something like needles. If you see him doing that, just ledge jump. He would here at any point. Did you see him covering ledge roll?
No.
Now, if you had ledge rolled early into the nair, so when you do it matters. Again, this is all about timing. This is a rhythm game.
Right. I see what
So
you're
here,
saying.
if you had immediately ledge rolled, he would have come off with his nair. Your ledge roll would be right here, and he would be able to react during his nair.
Mm-hmm. And land
But
an
at this,
F tilt.
it's too late for him to react anymore. He cannot react. This is not on reaction to your get up.
I see.
He's already up tilting. His human reactions do not allow him to recognize this get up. He's doing this on response.
I see.
He is playing with his eyes closed. You don't recognize that. You're not taking advantage of that. You're just saying he can react to it.
Yep.
Therefore, he will. He can react to it if he has positioned himself to react to it. He's not positioned himself to react to it because he has positioned himself to react to your get up. Well, not even your get up. He doesn't care about the get up. He's covering your ledge jump. And we know it's ledge jump because that's harder to hit than ledge get up.
I see. Yeah, I never really thought about that, but that makes so much sense. Is I'm always getting hit by roll because he retreats nair, but I'm rolling too early into the nair, and he has time to react during the nair, reposition, and then use or his end lag of nair matches up with where I'm going to be. Like he has time, whereas if I do it just a little bit later, he does not have time to react.
Right.
Okay.
So it's all about you're matching up the rhythms of when he's making his decisions.
Okay.
So here, he actually could have killed you right here. So if he had fast fall back aired to clip you with weak back air, it would have comboed into strong. Weak back air would have pushed you out to over here. You're holding up, and then he strong back airs here, just about your head. And what happens then is if you air dodge, let's see here. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, so Sheik's back air, I'm pretty sure, has less duration than your air dodge. I'm looking this up to double check. Yeah, so if he back airs and tries to time it to delay so that he back airs you onto the stage, if he does it immediately, he's going to stage spike you around the spot, and you can tech that in the up B. If he delays it just a little bit so that you can drift, uh, he can back air you if you try to up B. And then if you try to air dodge, he can still frame trap you after your air dodge and footstool you to death.
Okay.
Now, with that said, I do not think phuzix knows that this works. So that's probably his ignorance plus a combination of him not having practiced it.
Okay.
But this is why I'm telling you to not air dodge. So see how you up B here?
Yeah,
Your hurt box was vulnerable. If you had drifted out over here and done it, then
I
he
was
has to
fine.
back air you straight up. And you can react to that and see, oh, he's drifting in. I'm not going to charge this up B. I'm just going to let it go. And then if he back airs you, worst case scenario is you trade and he stage spikes you, but you're supposed to be teching that anyways.
And then I have my jump still in that situation to jump back, right?
Yes. Right. So see how he went for the needles there? So that was a tech error. He was trying to needle you down
Yeah.
so that you would just drift down too late. And then he came up for here to footstool you if you had gone for a delay. So again, this is a case of you still trying to hit this spot instead of being over here and forward tilting at it.
Yeah, I just wanted to like get an early kill so
Trust me, we've seen it several times at this point. We know.
bad.
I don't I don't think that's a particular question.
Yeah.
So again, just once you reach mid percent, just assume everything tumbles and just tech. So if you did, I have told you about this before, but in case you did not know, you can press the A button to auto cancel and shield, and it will tech if you can tech, and it will aerial to auto cancel if you can auto cancel. And if you flick both at the same time, do you have shield on a face button?
Um, I do not.
Okay, well, if you time it so that you press attack and shield at the same time, what happens is it can only buffer one input, and so there's a hierarchy.
Right.
And so what will happen is it will buffer the aerial if it can buffer the aerial. But if it cannot because you are in tumble, then pressing A when you're in tumble doesn't do anything. So then it registers a dead input plus shield. Therefore, it will tech.
Hmm.
So that's called an option select. It will always give you the correct option that you should be picking there. You're either going to A land or you're going to tech. There's nothing else possible to do because the game will actually turn off any wrong inputs.
So
It
should I
just won't
just
accept it.
tech like that every single time?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I didn't know about A at the same time. I know about the hierarchy, and I had seen a video at some point about using B special moves to cancel it, and no part of my brain was like, huh, maybe this also works with A. Um, anyways, I'm gonna start doing that. That's going to the top of the practice list.
Highly do recommend. I will also say that you should look into Sheik's. Like, you should actually spend time on the calculator and look up when Sheik starts tumbling Sephiroth, both with and without rage. And rage is scaling. I'm pretty sure there's actually rage in effect right now. It's just very small. And it increases stun and knockback. So,
Okay.
like here, as soon as you see Sheik here, jab lock you, and you see her rise, you know that there is exactly one thing she can do to kill you. Like if she forward smashed you here, would it kill you?
No.
If she down smashed you here, would it kill you?
Nope.
So why were you not hard SDIing away?
Um, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. You didn't even know it was a mistake. So you are ignorant. You don't know how Sheik works. But that's why we're looking at it here. You cannot learn how Sheik works while you're playing against Sheik. The whole point of the character is that she turns off human reactions. So if you already can't react, then how are you going to slow down your reactions and start thinking? It just
Right.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like she is, it's part of what makes her work as a gimmick character. So the here you could have just SDI'd away. Now bear in mind, I think the angle that this sends you at probably would have worked regardless of DI, but you had to SDI away so that you were a little bit further. Like, see how Sephiroth's leg sticks out?
So, yeah, I see. So the SDI would have worked in that situation. Like I know to SDI
Maybe.
for multi hits, I just didn't even know it was worth trying because I think that's like 2 hits, right?
What do you lose out on for SDI? Like, how is she punishing you for it?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I agree with you that it's something that's always good to go for, but I thought that if it wasn't a multi-hit, then it didn't really make a difference. But if like it, even if it makes a tiny difference, then I agree with you that it's worth going for. Um, so I get what you're saying.
So the idea is, as long as you are not punished, but you are rewarded, you should always go for what can give you the rewarding.
Okay.
So this is a perfect case of you forward tilting, getting an undershoot, and then forward tilting again. The double tap. Now,
At the ledge.
yeah, that was one of the things that we talked about. Well, specifically at the corner. See how you remember how we talked about how this would still have hit him if he had shielded?
Yeah.
So we're going to replay this again. So if he had shielded here, or even if he had come out so that his left foot was off the stage and he shielded, this would still touch
Right.
and be barely safe. On whiff, see how he jumps in and gets hit by the second one?
Mm-hmm.
So forward tilt. So when we look at Sephiroth's forward tilt, uh, Sephiroth's forward tilt, because it has so many active frames, people aren't comfortable contesting to the startup and accidentally running into it. Even though it might not feel like it's active for a long time, it does for the opponent. So uh, it's only 37 frames, and because 14 of those 37 frames are at the startup, by the time they see the swing coming out, there's only 23 frames left in it. And by definition, if it is whiffing, they are that far away, which means that if they're reacting to it after the fact, like they see the startup slash on frame 14, they're only going to have about a few frames after they're reacting to it to start inputting something.
Right. Unless that they're preemptively above me because they just decided to jump in at that same time. Right?
Well, in this case, I think he expected you to short hop back air away and tried to full hop in over it.
Okay.
So he puts himself back in the corner, and then you go back to the back air, and then you go up here for the nair. Now, so far he's not reading these interactions. The nair was because of where you were positioned after the nair. Did you go for a double nair here?
Yeah. There's the startup of the second one.
You could have air dodged. You could
Mm-hmm.
have full hop naired and neutral air dodged, and this back air would have hit because it hits you on frame 3 of the visible nair. So eventually we'll get there.
Come on, YouTube, you can do it.
Goodness. 1, 2, and then frame 3 is when your invulnerability comes out.
So on
So
that
you would have
frame, I
neutral
would have
air
been
dodged.
air
Yeah.
dodging.
So when we go and we look at Sheik's full hop fast fall, her full hop fast fall is going to be 33 frames. Now you also have quite the full hop, and you are in the rare category of characters, or Sephiroth is in the rare category of characters that is consistently faster than Sheik at leaving and returning to the ground. So Sephiroth's full hop, even without the fast fall, which I don't think you did fast fall here, is going to be about 45 frames. So you're already, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 24. So you would be on 25. So of your full hops, 45 frames, you have 20 frames left. So you would neutral air dodge and the time it takes her. So that would leave you landing with 13 frames before she could land. And then you would suffer a neutral air dodge landing lag. And then you would. She would probably come down with a second aerial like this. Which means that you would have had time to either shield whatever button she pressed or up tilt if she went for the down air. So here you here you're just mashing jab to try and get a button out as fast as you possibly can.
Yep.
But it's worth noting you forward tilted twice, you went for nair twice.
Yeah.
So here, so if you show someone 2-2-2-2-2, they're going to be surprised when you go for forward air to up air. So this is just extremely reactable. That's you mashing jab again to just get something out. So this was actually fine if you had gone for nair instead of up air.
Yeah. I was trying to cover her jumping back over high. I guess. I don't know, because I don't think she could have gotten up high.
Well, look at what she's pressing. She's needling. She can't get up high because she's needling.
I guess I thought she had less end lag after the animation so that she was going to be able to jump onto the platform or something.
You were correct about the end lag of the animation. You were wrong about how long the animation is itself.
Okay.
The end lag was not the issue there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Please ledger roll, I'm begging you. Okay, so there we go. So nair to back here. He's not ready for it. You dash attack in. He tried to punish it on reaction, whiffs and gets the spot dodge, and then shields after you spot dodge the forward tilt. So that tells us that after he whiffs the forward tilt, he's either going to jump or he's going to shield. And so if you space out an attack to hit both the jump and the shield, then you're fine. Again, you're just pressing jab to try and get something out as fast as possible. You're full hopping, which coincidentally is not pressing any buttons. So this nair was actually fine because if it had hit you, it would have pushed you to center. So the whole thing about Sheik is that if you pay attention to her combos so that she always puts you on stage, then she can't do anything because she has to have you off stage to kill you or use smash attacks or both. So here, just forward tilt right. So when you're going to forward tilt, always assume that she goes with the second up B so that you swing early. And if she just grabbed the ledge, you did it preemptively. So here, just short hop nair immediately. Or short hop nair. God, I can't talk. Short hop up air immediately as soon as she bouncing fishes your shield. Here you went to try and chase her. It almost came out. But your initial dash added frames to make it not come out.
I could have just short hop up aired in place. And if she went outside of it, then who cares?
It's obviously a technical error. That was supposed to be you, I presume, back airing.
Yeah.
That's fine. Generally hasn't grabbed you a lot. So this is fine. Going for the nair. You're going to get this up B for sure. That's just death. Good job on getting the turnaround on the up B.
Thanks.
These are things you would not have gotten the up B kill even like 2-3 months ago, I'd say. So that was a back air. You have to press buttons if you want to make buttons.
True.
So here you're not going to press a button for 3 seconds. guess we're gonna go another 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. You have pressed. This is your third button, and I think after you pick a ledge option here, get up for the.
Yeah.
Is that your fifth stock loss to that? No, it's just your fifth stock loss. So, yeah, you went 10 seconds with 3 buttons. Two of the two of the 3 buttons were you up being.
Yeah.
So you put down the controller essentially, but here's when you start making adjustments that are correct. So you put in the nair, you double tap for the nair. He's gonna combo you. Okay, so I lied. Here is not it, but soon. So you went for a back air. Guess what he expects to come out next? A back air. So you always do that. He should have known that the second back air was coming. He knew that the third back air was coming. And then that fair was him reading a back air to pair with your back air.
Okay. And if I would have just short hopped that nair, then I would have hit him.
So he sees a back air. Guess what he's going for? All right. So saw a jab. You jabbed. He jumped into it. Yeah, so this up air you can hard SDI up. And the whole purpose of this, like up and away, and the whole purpose is because it throws off his timing here. So that he can't get this set up on the forward tilt. See how he's like carrying you?
Yeah.
So
So just DIing up and out prevents that?
No, SDIing up and out
Oh,
prevents
I
that.
see. Okay.
Yeah, I mashed my controller like nobody's business against Sheik. The control stick specifically. Yeah, so here he comes down. So this jab is just him mashing because he sees that it's a tight window. That's a phuzix habit. See how he's going for that back air?
Yep.
So he was trying to back air up over here, and then he's going to up B to try and beat your up B. So his timing was off on that, but it's exactly what I was saying that pretty much any Sheik in the world is going to go for. Yeah, so you're overshooting your back airs here. So this is actually fine because you were expecting him to go down here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where you start going right. Okay. So you swing here. So he blocks you. You could not possibly hit him with this fair, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm swinging at.
You're swinging at what he does next. This is exactly what I was telling you need to be doing. You are not hitting the Sheik. You are hitting the Sheik that exists in time after that Sheik, which is the Sheik that's jumping. So you see him there. You swing in. So here you put out a back air. Guess what he's about to do? He's about to swing and hit the spot.
Mm-hmm.
With a fair, right?
Right.
I lied, nair. So there, you're going for that footstool down air. Still doesn't work. If something doesn't work, don't keep doing it. Yeah, so that shield grab was, I hope you trying to nair.
I don't know what that was. I just don't know what that grab could have been for. I think it was supposed to be run back F tilt, which I'm still not doing correctly.
So here's what we're talking about. So you forward tilt a shield and then immediately forward or short hop fair the jump that was coming after the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the first time he dropped shield and needles there. So the reason he's doing the needles is because he doesn't like what you're doing, and he's trying to use the needles to see if he can. Or the needles are to condition you to stop doing the thing that he doesn't like. And then when he's using needles, that's when your side B comes out and works.
Man, a back air right there would have killed him.
Well, how would you have known?
Yeah.
The back air here.
Because he had to have like air dodged, or he was gonna.
He
get
could have also tried to go high, and your up air prevented him from going high. Like here, he's still not in a good position because your up air guaranteed that he couldn't go high, so that's fine. Like you would have felt stupid if you went for this back air and he just jumped to the center stage like he had before again.
Okay.
I think it was the right call. Like even if he just did something like bouncing fish over your back air. Like see how he rolls in after you forward tilt his shield? So same thing with what we were talking about with the Rob. Stop trying to hit him. Protect the area you know Sheik wants to go. Protect the center with up air. So he acknowledges that you have center, and then once you have that center, that's when you jump in with the hitbox. Remember how we were talking about Spargo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go. So then you reposition with a hitbox after he did something unsafe or semi-safe on your shield. You up aired, and it hit him jumping out of shield. And this is suddenly a viable game to bring back. So here, just forward tilt. So there, the forward tilt was correct. You wanted to pull back a little bit so that you were
Mm-hmm.
out of the range of his aerial. So literally just one step to the right would have probably been enough. So here, he's going to do something on your block, and then you jump back over here, fair above him. So nair is fine. So this nair is actually shield grabbable. So for perspective, Sheik's nair, I believe is -3.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that's assuming strong hit at lowest possible point, right?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
They're both -3, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So she comes down here and is landing 6 frames after the weak nair. Yeah, there's something really weird with the auto skip on these videos. So this is supposed to hang here for 5 frames. So when we see this is when she can act. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the landing leg of weak nair, there is 6. So this is 10, which means you can always shield grab that and she can't spot dodge. But that's why he did go for the spot dodge, because if you were a little late, he could have spot dodged and then down smashed or whatever, just grabbed you and back thrown you, whatever. Forward tilt up air, depending on your DI. If you're DIing everything she does away, then there's not really much she can do to kill you. So here, come up here and get ready to forward air her trying to double jump high. So he didn't try and double jump high here, but so here, if you didn't drift in with the fair, this was still safe. So see how you started to drift back and then drift in place instead?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you drifted back all the way, that her fair couldn't hit you, and you would have shielded it, and then you could have jumped back again. There you go. So she sinks at your shield, jumps. You turn around after the first hit instead of trying to do something greedy. So drop shield, turn around, and reshield is the correct play here. And then she back airs your shield. So this back air is high. So if you see the bubble at the top of the shield, you can probably shield grab that. So 1, 2, 3. So here, if you hit, that's going to have
7 frames
7.
landing lag plus the 3 because it was high, so that's 10, which means shield grab, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the penalty to shield grab out of hit stun
Buffer
like
4.
4? Okay, so it adds 4 onto my normal grab.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it's a true, because you can be, if she didn't specifically jab you, and remember, if she's doing it with back air, she's not going to jab you.
Right, she can't.
Well, she can. It's just Sheik players aren't going to do it because they generally are not good enough. Like if you see them get back air to turn around jab, it's because they were planning to go for that jab when they originally went for the back air.
Okay.
They're not doing it on reaction to the situation. Like they're specifically planning two moves in ahead because the turnaround has to be a separate action. The difference is whether or not if I tell you to nair, you think short hop nair, but you don't actually specifically think about short hopping, right?
Right.
So the difference there is that if I tell somebody to jab out or turn around, jab out a shield, they're going to turn around and then they're going to jab, and those are two separate actions.
Okay.
So generally, most players cannot chunk those actions together because they are not practiced enough. So it's fine for the back air. See how he's charging the needles? Because now he's. So these needles, you could have nared out a shield. That's super unsafe.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure, so I think I just did nothing.
And that's a good position to take. If you don't know, pick what's safest. So here, see how she goes over? So you just short hop nair out a shield. So we look at this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about 7 frames after you see the last needle, the nair comes out. But what you're reacting to isn't that. You're reacting to her full hopping the needles in the first place
Right.
and just knowing that her trajectory is going to be over here. So then you're timing it so that as soon as her foot is going to reach you, you've already started short hopping.
3, 4, 6, 7, 8.
So after that nair on block, he dashes back and forward tilts. So if you just immediately short hop back aired, you would have, depending on his DI, you could have killed him with bad DI.
Okay.
And then you just pulled back on that fair. You did not once ledge roll. phuzix did not once react to your ledge roll. phuzix did not once hard read your ledge roll. He did position himself to cover it, and I specifically pointed out. But I would like for you to actually implement these changes, and then when he punishes your ledge roll, we can look at the nuance of it, see if we can get that working differently. But what we are going to do is we are going to say that ledge roll is really good against phuzix until we have proof to the contrary.
Okay.
Because right now there is no proof to that statement that phuzix is not ready for ledge roll. Like he gave a tell that he was ready, but we did not see him cover it. He did the opposite. He's hard communicating to you that he's covering the space.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I think that just practicing paying attention because like when the game is happening that fast, I felt like my playing speed other for than that like 12 seconds that I stopped playing um was pretty good, but then it was just like you said, like I didn't have time to or I guess I don't have it like hardwired into me enough to pay attention to those things and I was just like playing as fast as I could.
Yeah, you were playing fine. Uh, you don't know the Sheik matchup, and you were not ready to follow Sheik's speed in this case.
Mhm. I gotcha. It's just an entire game about where she's going to, or like reading future Sheik, not current Sheik.
Correct. And when you make that adjustment, the games are going to look very different. And I say they're going to look very different, but you very much could have won this game too.
Hmm. I gotcha. Cool. Yeah, a lot of that stuff makes sense, and I got some takeaways to practice. I've got one I made for myself is recovering to the ledge from above the stage lip, like the downwards ones I die to more often than I'd like. To start teching with A plus shield, um, look for rolls. Look up when Sheik starts tumbling. Sephiroth with and without rage. And then I also put in to jump back prematurely on aerials, like pull back preemptively. Like the reason I'm not moving, I feel like, is because I'm waiting to see what happens next or like where they are after that so that I can adjust. but I don't have enough time to do that. Um, and I should just be preemptively positioning myself, which I don't do enough.
Sounds good. You got your game plans on deck.
Cool.
So, did you have any questions?
Not about that one. I had two other sets. One I do have recorded against a Captain Falcon that uh, uh I didn't save it.
Hottie girl?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, he just never stopped ledge jumping, and I caught it every time. And so, but there was probably some other things. The games were still close. The one with helmet specifically was really frustrating. My first game, I accidentally had smash stick set on, um, and the game was really close, but I was just whiffing F smash in his face every time I meant to F tilt. And then game two I won, and then game three I uh gave him a full bucket because I tried to bait him into using the bucket so I could like Octus slash it like to try and punish him. Uh, and he has invincibility on the bucket, which I didn't know about. Um, anyways, and I died at zero.
He. When did he. What was the context of the invincibility? What
So
did he absorb?
I got the side B onto him, a 3-1, and I knew that he was gonna try and bucket it, like, and I was
Yeah.
trying to bait him with the, because then if he bucketed it and I octoslashed, he lost his stock, um, and the situation happened exactly like positioning wise exactly the way I thought, but I just octoslash clean through him without hitting him. And then uh not only did I die for that, but then, or I don't think I died. Either way, he jabbed me on my next stock at like 4% or something like that, and then
The
bucketed
bucket
me
and
and I
killed you.
died.
Yeah.
And so even with that, it was, they were all like still pretty close. um the only other interaction that I need to figure out, I'm gonna put that on my practice list, is dash attack. Game & Watch's dash attack. I don't know if I can hit it with short hop back air or not. I think it has to be perfect, or maybe not at all. Anyways, I just felt like that set was kind of silly, and I didn't have access to the. I tried to get my uh, my ability to record it, but because of bracket constraints, I wasn't able to.
Well, at least now you know how how that works for bucket.
Yeah, just don't like. I'm just, I don't even need to
It,
do that at all.
you learn something new, and you're are you going to repeat that mistake?
Definitely not.
Then that was productive.
Um, the last thing is like an out of game question. So I have a splitter that I bought, but every time, I bought in two splitters now, that every time I use them, it like just screws over one side of the audio. Like only one side of it gets good audio, and the other one gets this like underwater delayed sound effect. Um, and so I ended up just not using my splitter. Do you know why that happens at all?
Uh, I'm not 100% sure. I think it just has to do with the way the splitter is portioning it. Like it probably thinks that both are going into your ears. Or rather, I think the way they designed it is so that it's made for a single listener, not multiple listeners. So,
Okay.
but I also know that mechanically that's not really an intention. So I don't know why it works that way. I I will say that fiddling with where it is positioned has affected my ability to get audio quality personally.
You just mean like twisting it around in the slot.
Yeah.
Um,
It's worth noting that you can get audio from the video recorder.
okay. So I could plug in headphones to the Avermedia and then get it
Mm-hmm.
that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the
And
other
it
thing,
should still play game sound through the setup.
okay, that was the other question that I had because I the set against Hot E-Girl, uh I asked if it was okay if I used audio, and he said yes, but then it ended up taking away the audio from the system for him because it had onboard sound. And then afterwards, he was like really upset that he didn't have audio. Uh,
Using Avermedia will fix that issue.
okay. Also, and then that gives me a good reason to like hook up my AverMedia every time I play a set.
Yeah,
Uh,
and you don't have to split that off. Like there's no requirement for you to use a splitter in that case.
okay. Cool. That works. I actually had no idea that that had a headphone port on it.
Yeah, it. I forget where it is mainly because I don't have mine.
Yeah, that's
Sean
fine.
still has
I got
mine.
mine right here. But
So,
anyways, cool. I appreciate that.
alrighty.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for breaking that down for me.
Well, that's my pleasure. When's the next event you're going to?
I think I'm going to the Gamers on the Edge thing this Sunday.
Okay.
So
Wait, is it Sunday? Isn't it supposed to be all weekend?
I thought
I don't
but
know.
I thought that Smash Ultimate Singles was on Sunday. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, let me look it up.
I have no idea to be honest.
Are you interested in going at all?
Eh, I
If
don't
you
know.
if you are, let me know and I can give you a ride. But if not, I totally get it.
I will accept. The Yeah, I'll look at my schedule. I actually think that ironically enough I am off because I had requested a vacation day to finish Elden Ring.
Cool, cool, cool. Well, if you want to finish Elden Ring and don't want to go, I totally get it. But
Well,
if you do,
I that's the thing. I actually do think that I technically finished Elden Ring in terms of like I have all of the trophies for it, or I think it's called platinuming it or whatever it's called. I don't know.
gotcha.
So I've beaten the game, beaten all the bosses, beaten or I've seen all the endings, etc., etc. So it's all Gucci.
Cool.
I hope you have a fantastic day.
Thanks, thanks. I will. Same to you. Same to you.
I hope so.
Are you
Pretty
off work for the
partial.
rest of the day?
I am. I'm going to do a VOD review with. I'm going to do a VOD review with someone else for probably a couple hours, and if I can, then I will eat some food before the Smash podcast, and then I'm going to bed.
Cool.
So,
Sounds like a good balanced day.
all right.
All right, man.
Yeah, it's certainly a productive one.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Thanks, man. You too. Bye.